what I'm going to say here is I'm just doing this one a little quick and just because I'm tired, gotta go to bed. Anyway, so what I'm seeing here for you is that you are definitely in an ambitious mode. However, it is coupled with the Hermit card, and of course, I do have some clarifiers. So, what I'm looking at here is you are on a journey of self discovery right now. So, for this period in December, I feel like you are focused on goals. There certainly is energy around trying to or wanting to take control and sort of move towards those goals. You do have the determination, you do have the drive. All of those things are necessary, all of those things are here. However, what's lacking, or at least where you're at, not lacking, but where you're at, is you're trying to find greater self awareness. And that's what's happening with that. So, again, you've got all this drive, this determination to succeed, but you need to do a little bit more growth in terms of understanding yourself. That self reflection is necessary to be able to recognize the success comes from within. And once you understand that, you'll be able to move forward. You'll be able to overcome any obstacles in your path. And when I say that your inner wisdom is going to help you to take control of your life and achieve that success, because you do have success cards out here. So it's not that you're incapable. It's meaning what it means is when you have that inner strength and fortitude going through the introspective stage, it does mean that when you are faced with something that makes you feel insecure, or something that makes you feel out of place, or makes you feel inadequate, you've done enough soul searching to know that you can release it, let go. It's all part of the normal process that we all go through as human beings. We all feel inadequate, insecure during, and feel ostracized or not, fitting in with a particular crowd or group or situation or scenario or finances or whatever it might be. But the point is that passes, and then once you feel more comfortable with yourself, everything just falls into place, and you start to realize that people are not focusing so much on all of the differences. It's more about finding your own inner strength and resiliency. And they've actually did some studies, and of course, I'm horrible at reiterating things, but I can write it, but I can't say it anyway. But the point is when it comes to things like happiness, there's happy feelings, and then there's happy situations, happy moments. Those things are fleeting, but overall, happiness in itself is a thing that we all try to seek. And happiness really is about grit. So there is even a book that's I remember purchasing that was about grit, and it was actually about that same sort of idea where when you put yourself through, instead of you put yourself through situations where you just get right out there, despite your fears, knowing that you could risk something, you could lose something or whatever, but you go out there knowing that you've got a little bit of support in the background. Don't get me wrong. You want to know what your strengths are. You want to know what your resources are. You want to know what your supports are, because you're going to have to fall back on those things a lot of times. So make sure your foundation is fairly strong before you kind of venture out to do anything that's pretty extreme. But at the same token, you're still taking a step forward in the direction of a dream or in the direction of a goal, despite not knowing the outcome, despite not realizing that there could be some impact to your ego, despite not knowing that you are lacking in a particular area. Even if you are lacking in a particular area, once you identify it, then you can figure it out and move on and, develop the skill. So a lot of those things are highlighted when we do the inner work. We now have the resiliency, or better, more resiliency, to be able to foster change within ourselves and be willing to make those changes, because a lot of times we think that we have everything together, we have enough, and then we realize that we don't. And it's not because we are lacking, it's because we are growing. So when you're growing, you have to identify things that you don't know and figure it out so that you do know it. So anyway, that's kind of that little bit. So we also have a card